So I've come up to Wallington today. As you can see, there's an awareness event behind me, an anti-ULEZ expansion awareness event going on today at Wallington. It was a bit of a trek for me because I'd made the mistake of leaving the car at home, and what I'd done is I'd Googled it, and what I'd seen is that it would take an hour and 45 minutes of slogging around the North and South Circle in my car, because it's a manual, or I could take the train. It was an hour and a half. Unfortunately, what I didn't realize is that today's a strike day, so it took me actually over 2 hours to get here. So just another indication of how, you know, maybe public transport isn't always the answer. I try to do the right thing, believe you me. So why did I come down here? Because actually I was invited by some people from the Channel 4 website, and they wanted to just have a chat about ULEZ and my thoughts about ULEZ. So I thought, well, I've got to come down and talk to them, right? And they're still here talking to some other people as well. But I'm here now, and it's great to see the activity here, and it's great to see the reaction, as you can see, from cars and trucks, and also the official services such as fire engines and ambulances that are going past and beeping their support for the guys that are creating the anti-ULEZ awareness here in Wallington. And in fact, let's go and talk to a few people. So tell me who you are.
So my name's Tyler, I'm from Channel 4 News.
You're from Channel 4 News. I know who you are because you're the one that actually invited me here today to have a chat about ULEZ. So why did you feel it necessary to come here today to talk about ULEZ, or to cover ULEZ in a sense?
So we can see after the court ruling last week, we just wanted to talk to people like yourself and kind of find out why people are angry, and just kind of getting a sense of what's really going on, because now it's in the everyone's talking about it. We just really want to know why people feel like this and feel the need to actually come out and want to protest as such.
What have you learned since you've been here today? What are the things that have surprised you?
It's that people are so passionate about this. I mean, even speaking to yourself, you said that people are coming out to this protest that have never protested before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting to get their voice and obviously speak to them about that. Well, yeah, even just watching people pull up with their cars and whatnot, beeping their horns. Exactly, I'm getting drowned out now. So it speaks for itself, doesn't it? Again, it's kind of self-explanatory why people are unhappy, and that's what we're here to cover, really.
All that remains for me to say is thank you very much for doing what you're doing. Thank you today.
My name is Alison Morgan, and I'm a long-time protester of many, many things. I meet a lot of people on this who say the first time I've ever protested, and I've been on over 100 marches in my life. I'm a lifelong member of the Labour Party, and for me, it is so disappointing that the party that, for me, that I joined, that is about helping those less able, the person just getting by, the stories I'm getting in are so sad, and I can't believe the Labour Party are doing this. I signed Sadiq's very first entry to be the mayor because I thought he'd be great. And I am so angry about the lies that are told. I'm for the planet. I'm not a climate skeptic. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But this is any argument. I really would welcome the opportunity to have a public debate calmly with somebody who was for it, and point out that if you can still drive big gas guzzlers, if you pay the £12.50, it is not about pollution. The lady, the mother of the child, the one child who's been said to have asthma, I saw her on TV saying, this isn't what I wanted. I didn't want old people to not be getting to their clubs or to get to their church or to be crying, because the saddest story I heard was about a man whose wife has dementia. And he takes her out every day in the car. She can't go on public transport. They do a little bit of shopping, sit in the park, go for a coffee, and he'll have to sell the car. And he'll see his wife slide further down into dementia. I believe Mr. Khan even claimed some time ago that his latest one is that car fumes cause dementia. I'm telling you that lack of socialising and the lack of different things outside, it was far, far worse for dementia than any petrol fumes. And it seems to me we are closing down people's opportunities to do things. And if lockdown taught us anything, for me, it taught us we've got to grab all the opportunities we can to be part of the community, to be part of things. My church has got a lunch club. that is free to anybody who can't, that's the good things that should have come out of it. And it is just so dreadful to me. I'm embarrassed. I've got hashtag Labour not in my name because I feel so embarrassed about it.
So tell me this, because you appear to be a complete contradiction to what people normally say are the people that come out for these anti-ULEZ expansion rallies, because they say, oh, they're all right-wing, they're all conspiracy theories, they're all this. But you're a complete contradiction to this.
Yes, and because I believe in, as I say, I don't believe this is Labour Party policies. I think
tell me this, can it be rescued? Can the Labour Party rescue this?
The Labour Party lives on fear. I have a very good friend who is a Labour politician, and her name is Siobhan McDonough, and she's the most wonderful MP of Mitcham and Morden. And she's become very troubled because Mitcham in particular is not a well-off area, and the stories people are bringing to her constituencies, she's even gone public and asked for it to be reconsidered. And any talk about upping the scrappage scheme, I'd love to talk to somebody, say, do you think that if you're on benefits you can buy a new car? What world do you live in? So I think thoughtful Labour people are thinking about it, and I am even contemplating in the next mayor election voting for a Tory. I've never voted for a Tory in my life, and I'm not.
Are you convinced that Sadiq Khan will stand for a third term?
Oh, he will if he's not stopped. And we've got to, I've always argued through a lot of this that we've got to play the political game. People didn't want to write to their MPs. They didn't want, when we first started this, which is very much my way of working. And I said, but that in the end, demos are all fine, and they're saying that we're not being recognised. Well, I've been on demos for years, you don't get recognised. But if they think they're going to lose seats, and I've suggested everyone writes to their MP and say, this will affect how I vote. Next year there will be a general election. If I find that you didn't do anything to stop ULEZ, I don't care what party you are, you won't have my vote.
Do you think that Keir Starmer is having very serious thoughts and very serious discussions about whether it's worth pursuing this expansion policy?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do. I think they really thought they were going to ring Uxbridge. And you know Kingsley, and I know Kingsley very well. And fair play to him, but it was more important that the Tories won. And I
it was
think
a clear message.
It was a very clear message. It was a very clear message. And the problem is going to be, if it goes through, how will they pull it back? Because a lot of people will not realise until it happens. Even now, they don't realise.
You think a lot of people are going to be in for a surprise come 1st of September onwards?
I do indeed.
When they start getting fines?
Exactly.
Well, let me just ask you one final question. Other people like you, who are also maybe Labour supporters, who are, again, not the widely stereotyped version of the people who are coming out against the ULEZ expansion, but are just right-thinking, just are, thinking about their communities, What can they do, even if they're Labour Party members or Labour supporters?
Well, we had a discussion at I brought it up at our local Labour Party meeting, and I was amazed at the support. I thought I'd have to fight, and I was pushing. They all agreed with me. So there is quite a groundswell among people who think that we are not right-wing racists, and I will not touch anything that calls Mr. Khan anything. I call him Mr. Khan because he is the elected mayor, and I won't have anything to do with racist stuff to do with it, or stuff that strays into other areas, shall I say. But I don't know what the answer is. But if right-thinking Labour MPs of working class areas are starting to be worried, if the top of the party are worried about how it's playing out politically, that will be very, very important. And I've learnt a new word recently, intellectually privileged, because you can keep your car to go down to Cornwall with your family, keep it boxed up, but you get Ubers when you're around here, or we bicycle into Kingston, whoopee-doo. These people cannot understand what it means to not have the money to upgrade a car. It's not in their vocabulary, and frankly, those sort of people should not be in power, in my view. They should always understand how the ordinary person lives.
I think that's a great point at which to end this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Who are you?
I'm Phil Aid.
And you're a regular at these protests.
Yes,
I've seen you at so many of these events
now. I'm very much a regular at the protests. I come to almost every single one. The only one I couldn't do was London Bridge, but apart from the others, I've done quite a lot of the Locust Awareness Days. They've always been supporting us, so that's what I've done. And more recently, I've been doing air pollution video.
So you've got one of those devices as well?
Yes, I have.
Excellent,
yes.
excellent. So what's your findings? Are they similar to what I've
Very
found?
similar, yes. I've been doing PM 2.5s, where the highest I found on the Central Line last Saturday was, well, actually at the BBC protest, it was the highest was 244.3 micrograms per cubic metre. I thought, wowee. And frequently going to the hundreds. And even on the Jubilee line last Saturday, even going through that, it's much higher up towards ground level. So it's 130.
In light of the fact that we've had the verdict and the fact that we've had the Uxbridge case and there's been a little bit more coverage, do you think that more people are now becoming aware of what this is all about?
They are possibly, but there's a lot of people who just think, oh, it's not going to affect me, I'm an electric car driver, it's not going to affect me. Well, wait till road user charging comes in, then you're stuffed. Big time.
Absolutely, Cool, man. Thanks so much. I'll catch you again at the next one.
Thank you.
Right, I'm Babs Keelan and I'm from Worcester Park. On a personal point of view, which this isn't about, but I have a non-compliant car, diesel, told to get it 10 years ago, won't be able to afford to drive it, cannot afford to get rid of it. With the measly scrappage I'm not even eligible for, somebody on 65,000 can get child benefit. I'm a pensioner, nothing more. 2 collapsed lungs, COPD, I cannot get scrappage. So this is personal, but I'm not one of the worst stories. Since Friday, since that damn judicial review went through, on the internet I have read so many desperate stories. I'm getting private messages from friends, am I going to get my child to school? How can I work? Because of the amount of time I'm going to be on a bus, I'm going to lose my job. And this is why I'm doing this, not just for myself, but for elderly, sick, normal mums with kids. One of my friends has got an autistic child. Am I going to take a child on the bus? I can't afford to get there. No backlash.
I think you've summed it up brilliantly. I think you exactly summed up the plight of a lot of people for whom this is such a complete and unnecessary hardship. Thank you so much for doing what you did. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video as well if you can. And while you're at it, check out these guys who also sponsor my content. I am deeply grateful to them because it helps me to buy new equipment, put fuel in the cars, and yes, buy a cup of coffee. You can do the same. Just go here or right here on YouTube. Just hit these 3 little dots down here and click on thanks. Make sure you're signed in first. My content is free, but this is how you can help me keep it that way. I may even send you a gift. Oh, by the way, watch this next.